This guy messes up real bad when he bets this into this. But let's set the stage first. So these two dudes are playing heads up for about 45, 50k at the end of a tournament in Vegas. Elis is going to raise it pre, ace, jack, jack, 6 low, and Lee's going to call 986 964 single suit. King 10 5 rainbow. Check, check. Okay. Turn offsuit 4. Lee checks, Elis checks. So might not seem like the most interesting hand so far, but yeah, poker in general and PLO specifically, any one spot is like a deep, complicated world when you start thinking about all the different hands you can have and all the different actions you can take and all the sizes you should and shouldn't use. And that's what this one's about today. It's about sizings you should and shouldn't use, I would say. I talk about it often, about how bad regs are sizing inventors. And this is just such a good example and such a sweet hand overall that I just felt like, fuck it, let's make a video again for a bit of fun. Yeah, anyway. So dude bets about 55-60% pot on the river. The default good strat in this spot is to have one small sizing, one big sizing, and the small sizing is usually 20 to 30%. The big sizing is usually pot. And in the big sizing, you have more bluffs since you're offering worse odds to your opponent, and the stronger value hands, so more straights. You're polar to more straights, like ace deuce 6, 5 6, whatever the other thing is, 6 deuce. You're more polar to hands like this, maybe some rivered set with a straight blocker, this kind of stuff. And for the smaller sizing, you've got like king, queen, bottom 2, lots of middle 2 and shit like this. You also have like 5 6, of course, in there because, you know, if you get raised, which ace 2 should probably be raising you pretty often against the small size, you might want to 3-bet all in with some hands, so you have to have the nuts and some bluffs, like, you know, king 6 7 7, or sorry, a king 5 7 7, king 5 6 6, king 4. You get the point. Some of these kind of hands bet 3-betting the river. Anyway, let's just talk about this guy's mistake here, which is to bet this sizing. Because what's he repping? Is he repping bottom 2? Has he got king fucking queen? No, you know. Bottom 2, maybe if he was some top heads up sicko trying to go for an exploit because he felt like this dude calls him light, so he sizes up more and gets more value from like 10-5 and shit with this type of sizing, maybe. But I mean, Elis takes a look over at the guy. He says, "Are you a sicko reg?" Thinks, "Fuck no," and snap calls. And the reason is because the dude has bet 1.2, but he's got the same range as a pot bet. So it's basically like getting a discount on a pot bet. When the bet is polarizing like that, EE can look at his hand and say, "Oh, I got a 6. It's relevant. I can call if I want." I think if the dude bet small, EE would have just folded because you don't really block shit all from that top pair and bottom 2 type of range with his hand. But once the dude polarizes himself and gives a fucking discount, he ends up getting called. And yeah, I mean, he wrecked himself, but the reg was there to finish the job, you know? So I just thought it was an interesting overall hand and just a really good example of what not to do. You know, think about your own range. Don't think about like the result you're hoping will happen and just invent some random bet size that makes no sense. You're kind of tunnel visioning the win, you know? And it's costing you the pot. Because if you did the opposite of what you actually did, you probably would have won the hand. So yeah, just a kind of cool and interesting spot. One for the boys, you know, always good to see the actual regs winning against the shit regs. I always love that. So yeah, just thought, fuck it, make a video. Hope you guys agree. Maybe I don't like that ending. Maybe we can fuck with the ending. I like the "am I right or am I right?" You know, because it tilts it tilts people in the chat.